name is Lori Prim. I know this meeting is not about the merits or lack thereof of charter school businesses, and it's also not only about compliance, or we wouldn't need any votes. We would just go with what growth and planning said with all the checked boxes. I hope then that you will consider the real-life view of traffic, flooding, and safety that don't necessarily appear on drawings and can't always be adequately measured or foreseen, as they weren't when Legacy Cove was built right across the street. And keep in mind that a brand new project was just approved last week by the commission right next to this one. My hope is that you will consider these specific components within the project as a whole and use human judgment and discretion that you were entrusted with when elected representatives chose you for this board. Please evaluate this charter business as you would any other, not on the basis of check boxes alone, but on the value, trust, character, and goodwill it brings to our community. Please keep in mind that this project will serve several hundred students and a handful of teachers at the clear and direct expense of 18,000+ other students and 1,200 teachers who are being cut off at the knees. That is not good value. Please consider that this project is funded by taxpayer money and that a recent study found that $1 billion has been lost nationally to charter school businesses. I sincerely hope that we are smart enough not to throw good Martin County money out after bad. Please consider that this project was approved by the school board when Rebecca Negron sat on it, pulling its strings, and the community's response was subsequently to vote her out. Please consider that while Ms. Negron was on the school board, her husband, Senator Joe Negron, was in Tallahassee pushing through the very legislation needed to make this project happen and happen on public tax dollars taken away from public schools. That is not good character, that is corrupt. Please consider that also supporting the legislation was House Representative Byron Donalds, the husband of Erica Donalds, who is the founder of this project. Ms. Donalds also founded a charter school business in Collier County that is already failing and from which she has pulled her own children. Please consider that Ms. Donalds was appointed to the Florida Revision Commission by Senator Richard Corcoran, whose wife also founded a charter school business in Pasco County, as you can see how this is going. And the amendment she crafted, Amendment 8, to allow charters to flourish all over the state, was so deceptive to voters that the League of Women Voters filed a lawsuit and a judge threw it off the ballot. That is not trust. How else have they or will they continue to deceive? Please consider that the charter has not provided accurate, updated enrollment information to the Martin County School Board and has encouraged parents not to do so. That is not goodwill. Not to mention the traffic on Cove Road. Please consider that after the stakeholders legislatively gutted our public school funding, the community's response was to pass 2 local taxes in support of our public schools and teachers. A lot of people can't or are afraid to come speak to these meetings, but they have spoken. As a taxpayer, I am funding this business, so I'm technically a shareholder, though I will see no profit, only suffer its losses. So I hope you will consider carefully and give weight to the very plain facts as evidence in boundless, and I mean boundless, research, that these charter businesses are a direct attack on our public schools, legalized theft of public tax dollars, and intentional eroding of the separation of church and state addressed by the founders of our country.
You need to wrap it up.
No part of this project is okay. Take a stand, be the change, be the light. This is not good for our community. Thank you.
Krista, I just want to make one comment. Listen, the public certainly has a right to say, but I don't think it's right that they should be making personal attacks on specific people during...
Whoa. Hey, excuse me.
No.
Excuse me. We will retain quorum in this room. We will not entertain personal attacks, especially on people standing in this room. That will not happen, you all.
That's all I ask. Thank you very much.
Ma'am, the next